Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Chapter 1. The origin post is open on my computer when I shuffle over to it in the morning. Overnight, around another 300 comments have cropped up. I don't know what they say anymore. I haven't checked in months. I know some are from fans. A lot are from trolls. I don't look at the comments. Look at the post for the comments. I look because it is my daily reminder that all of my life is a real thing. My beginning is time-stamped in history. I smooth down my tangle of hair, yawn and rub sleep from my eyes. When I blink, the post is still there, sitting happily near the top of the Mastermind forum for webcomics. You'd think after 2 years it would have fallen. It hasn't. I close the browser before I betray my own rules. I do not read comments. Comments are explosives for mental walls, and right now I need those walls up. I opened Photoshop to find the file I was working on last night, a half-finished page from Monstrous Sea. All the line work is done. I started on the colors but didn't finish, and I still need to add the text. Still, I'm ahead of schedule. This will be a whole chapter kind of week. My minimum for each week is 1 page. Usually I average 3. I always have something to post. I skim over the comic page, skipping from panel to panel, double-checking the characters and settings. I lay out the rest of the colors in my head, then the light sources and shadows, the text. The flow of the action looks okay, but in the bottom panel I drew Amity's nose too narrow again. It's always noticeable in close-ups of her face, and it's always her nose. I'll have to fix it later. I don't have time now. Like it agrees with me, my alarm clock goes off and I jump. Even when I know it's coming, even when I'm staring right at the thing, I shuffle back to the other side of the room to hit the button before it wakes up Church and Sully in the next room. Stupid middle schoolers get to sleep in an extra half hour, and they think they're kings. Mom already has 2 hard-boiled eggs and a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice ready for me when I go downstairs. I don't know when she hard-boiled those eggs. She certainly did not do it last night, and it's the crack of dawn now. She sits in the corner at the island counter in her running outfit with her bouncy ponytail, reading some health article on her tablet. A few strands of hair are out of place, and water splashes in the shower down the hall. She and Dad are back from their early mornings. Genius. She and Dad are already back from their early morning run. Genius. Morning, Han. I know, in some universe, she must be speaking at normal volume, but it is not the universe. Made you breakfast. Are you feeling okay? You look a little gray. I grunted. Morning is the devil's time, and Mom has told me I look gray, at least once a week for the past year. I dropped onto the island's stool in front of the eggs and juice and began eating. Maybe I should try coffee. Coffee might help. Coffee might also send me into spiraling bouts of depression. Under Mom's elbow is today's issue of the Westcliff Star. I pull it over and turn it around. The front page headlines reads, "Reminders placed at well-placed turn." Below that is a picture of the sharp turn in the road past Well House Bridge, where wreaths of flowers, ribbons, and toys decorate the ground. That's local Indiana news for you. They have nothing, so they filled their pages with the reminder that Well House Turn kills more people every year than great white sharks. Also local Indiana news, comparing a turn in the road to a shark. I finished the first deck. Dad comes out of the back hall smelling like a pack of spearmint gum and wearing slightly different running gear than what he wears when he goes out with Mom, which means These are his work clothes for the day. Morning, eggs! He stops behind me, puts his hands on my shoulders, and leans down to kiss the top of my head. I grunt at the nickname and stuff egg in my mouth. Hard-boiled heaven. How do you sleep? I shrug. Is it too much to ask that no one speak to me in the morning? I have just enough energy in my mouth to eat delicious eggs. There's none left to form words. Not to mention that in 20 minutes I have to get into my car to go to school for 7 hours, which I'm sure plenty of talking will happen, whether I like it or not. Mom distracts Dad with her health article, which is apparently about the benefits of cycling. I tune them out. Read about how the Westcliff High Band bus driver fell asleep at the wheel and drove off Wellhouse Turn last summer on their way back from regionals. 2. Before that, it was a guy driving with his son in the winter. Drink juice. And before that, a woman taking her 2 kids to daycare early in the morning. 2 more. A group of drunk teenagers. Finish off the egg. A lone girl who hit the wrong patch of black ice. Finish off the juice. They should put up a barrier to keep people from flying off the turn and down the hill to the river. But no. Without Wellhouse Turn, we have no news. Don't forget, your brothers have their first soccer game this afternoon. Mom says when I drop off my stool and take my plate and cup to the sink. They're really excited and we all have to be there to support them, okay? I hate it when she says okay like that. Like she expects me to get angry at her before the words are ever out of her mouth. Always prepared for a fight. Yeah, I say. I can't muster any more. I ran upstairs to my room for my backpack, my sketchbook, and my shoes. I jump up and down a few times in an attempt to get more blood flowing to my brain. Eggs eaten, energy up, ready for battle. I resist the urge to go back to my computer, open up the browser, and check the Monstrous Sea forums. I don't read comments and I don't check the forums before I leave for school. That computer is my rabbit hole. The internet is my wonderland. I'm only allowed to fall into it when it doesn't matter if I get lost. Amity has 2 birthdays. The first was the same as anyone's, and she didn't remember it. She didn't spend much time dwelling on the fact that she didn't remember it because she had learned years ago that nothing good came out of dwelling. The second birth, or rebirth, depending on what mood she found herself in, she remembered with stunning clarity and imagined she would for the rest of her life. Her second birth was the day the Watcher took her as its host.